Good morning and welcome to Inside Texoma. I'm Melissa Kakarika, and today we're taking an inside look at everything that's going on at the United Way, and there is a lot to talk about. So Haley Davis is here. She's the Director of Resource Development over at the United Way. And first of all, just give us an overview of the United Way. People have heard of it, but what exactly goes on over there?
Okay. Yeah, the United Way is a nonprofit here locally in Wichita Falls, and we support 12 partner agencies. So 12 other local nonprofits receive funding from the United Way. Those 12 agencies fall under 3 categories: education, income, and health.
Okay, and now there's a lot of different programs that you guys do, right?
Yes, that's correct. We also have internal programs such as 211 Texas, HIPPY, and the VITA program also falls under United Way.
So to really support all that you do, you guys do something annually called the campaign. Tell us what your campaign is.
Yes, each year in the fall we kick off our campaign, and we go around to different workplaces and speak to their employees, and we also take individual donations from individuals in our community. So right now we are still wrapping up our campaign. That will be going on through March 31st, and any donation that you can give really helps support those partner agencies and internal programs and does a lot for our community.
And now, I know you said some of it is employee-based, so sometimes with the campaign you can give, what, a certain percentage of a paycheck or something?
That's right. People do it all different ways. We go in and speak to the employees in their workplace, and they can just give a one-time donation of $5 or whatever they would like, or they also have the option of doing payroll deductions. So they can choose to do an hour's worth of pay a month or $10 a paycheck, and those employers will automatically take that out of their paycheck, and it comes to the United Way once a month.
So if somebody is interested in getting involved, how would they kind of get that set up at this point?
Anyone who's interested in giving to United Way can go to our website, ntauw.org, and there's a donate button at the top, and you just click the donate button, fill out the form, and once again on there you can choose to do a one-time gift, or you can choose to do a semi-annual, a quarterly. There's several different options on there of how you would like to give. If you don't want to go online and give, you can also send a check into us. We also have other fundraisers throughout the year, which you are able to all the money from that goes to our partner agencies as well.
Okay, now why is it so important for people to give to the campaign before it wraps up in March?
We would love support from people to wrap up our campaign because we still would love to give our partner agencies more money so that they can have these programs throughout the year. A lot of these partner agencies do rely on the funding from United Way to continue opening their doors each year. So it is a big deal to several of our partner agencies to get that funding from United Way, and all of that money comes from the public, from our community. So we rely on donations from our community to support these agencies that are making a big difference in our community.
Now, we've heard you say partner agencies. Who are some of those partner agencies?
Some of the partner agencies, we have the Boys and Girls Club of Wichita Falls, YMCA, the Child Care Inc., we have Wichita Adult Literacy Council, Catholic Charities, Burke-Burnett Senior Citizens Activity Center, the Kitchen, that's just to name a few. These all fall under, like I said, the 3 pillars that we really feel like are building blocks to a successful life: education, income, and health. And all of these agencies are working to get to the root cause of problems in our community, problems such as high school dropout rate, poverty, health. And so we're really working with these partner agencies to not just put a Band-Aid on these problems, but to really find a long-term solution to these problems. So things like Meals on Wheels program through the Burke-Burnett Senior Citizens Activity Center and the Kitchen provide meals to the homebound or the elderly who can't go out and get meals for themselves. And most of the time it's the only meal they have for the day, and more than that, it's the only person they see for that day, the only interaction that they have with anyone. So that's just one way that they're helping. Catholic Charities provides utility services to people who need help with electric bill, and they really want to get down to the root of that problem so that those people aren't continuing to come in month after month to seek help. So they sit with them and help them work out a budget so that they can really plan for a long-term financial stability so that they don't have to make those hard decisions like whether or not they can buy food for that month or pay for their electricity bill.
So a lot of great partner agencies. Now, the campaign's gone on for a couple years, right? It's been pretty successful in the past.
Oh yes, it's an annual campaign, so every year in the fall we kick it off, and it goes on until the end of our fiscal year, which is March 31st. So most people in our community know us through workplace campaigns, whenever we come in and speak to the employees and get payroll deductions, but we also have a huge support from individuals in our community who back us through sending in donations on their own, just personal checks.
All right, well, the end of that fiscal year is March 31st, so you have a little over a month to give.
That's right.
All right, Haley's going to be back in a little bit to talk more about what else is going on at the United Way. We also have to talk about the VITA Tax Assistance Program going on. Stay tuned to Inside Texoma. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. We're looking at what's going on at the United Way. And since it is tax season, you have probably heard by now about the VITA program. It's been promoted, but Genevieve Anderson is here to explain exactly what it is. So tell us, okay, what is this VITA program?
VITA is Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, and that program was spawned with the Earned Income Tax Program to provide free tax preparation and assistance to those who make less than $62,000 a year and make sure that they get all the credits they're due and for free. And so that's what program was built for, is to provide these services so you don't have to go pay a preparer. If your income is only $20,000, there's no sense in forking out $400 or $500 to a paid preparer.
So that $62,000, is that the only requirement to take part in this?
That is the major requirement. We don't do rentals, and we do very few businesses. The businesses can't have a loss, and there's some limitations on that. But overall, we do pretty much everything else that comes in. It's just, we try to stick to the more basic returns so we can get a mass number of people serviced.
Okay, now so somebody wants to take part in this. How would they do this? What's the first step in the process?
The best thing to do is to call 211 option 1 and get an appointment, or the 877-541-7905 to also schedule an appointment. And again, option 1, and then come in because they know the hours I'm open and everything for the month of February through April 18th. We go to a number of places during February: Jacksboro, Archer City, Holiday, Henrietta, Seymour, Vernon, and there's one I've let, Burke Burnett. And so a lot of times I'm not open 5 days a week during February. So best thing to do is to call 211, find out when we're open, find out when you got an available slot to come in and see us.
Now, a lot of the people that prepare these returns are volunteers, right?
Yes, they're all volunteers that come in. So hopefully my volunteers are actually showing up when my appointments are scheduled. And sometimes we've had a little bit of problem with that with somebody being sick. So we've had a little bit of backlog some days, but we plod through them just the same and make sure they're all taken care of. I do also have my AmeriCorps team, which is here, and they volunteered for AmeriCorps, so therefore they're kind of volunteers with me, although they're not allowed to call themselves volunteers because they're part of the AmeriCorps program. So, but they are really helping me out tremendously. And if I don't get them, I definitely need more community involvement.
And these volunteers have gone through training and everything as well?
Yes, we take them through a rigorous training and get them IRS certified, which a lot of your other preparers out there, I'm finding, and I didn't realize this till this last year, aren't certified by the IRS. The training program we take you through is strictly from the IRS, and in order to pass that, you've got to be able to do the returns, you've got to be able to process the paperwork.
Okay, now what should somebody bring? What should they expect from the process when they come?
Well, when they come in, we log you in on our computer, we take you through an interview stage, and then we want to know and make sure that you've got Social Security cards for everybody that's on that return. Because if you don't have that Social Security card, we may not be able to complete the return. We need something to prove that. Also, we need to make sure you have your W-2s or your 1099-Rs, interest statements, whatever affects you financially. We can't do it from an end-of-year pay stub. We actually have to have the true documents. I had a lady called it. She said, I got the numbers off my W-2. This is what it is. She called me 2 days later and says, I need to fix this because they're the wrong numbers. It's like, okay, we actually need that official tax documents to do your returns.
Okay. Now let's talk about My Free Taxes.
Yes, My Free Taxes is for those people who say, well, I just do my own all the time. I don't need to come see you. I don't want to wait. I don't want to do anything else. Then My Free Taxes is an online website where you can go and file your taxes for free, again, if you make below $62,000 as a family unit for the year. If you make above $62,000, then there's a nominal charge just a little bit, they uprated it a little bit, but it's still not the same as what you would pay through TurboTax or H&R Block or any of the other paid services online.
So what is the benefit of this program compared to all the various other ways you could do your taxes?
Well, the benefit is the fact that some of us preparers have been doing this for 12 to 15 years, and so we've got a lot more knowledge than you sitting there trying to answer all the questions on an online program. And sometimes those online programs, you think you're answering the question correctly, and then they ask you the same question a little bit later, and you're answering it again. And I had a gentleman who gave himself a $15,000 credit accidentally. Well, he gave it to himself twice.
What happens?
Yeah, it does, and we had to go back and fix it because he was going to owe the IRS like $7,000, and that's not good, because that wasn't the only mistake that was made. But he went through and he answered every single question exactly like they asked, and it still ended up causing him some problems. So coming to us, we can at least point you in the right direction if we can't do it. But if we can, then we're going to go through and do everything the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
The big thing, the other thing we've run into over the past couple of years is this health care bill has caused a lot of snafus in the processing of the paperwork, things that we were brand new to last year that we're trying to remedy. So if anybody has received a letter from the IRS stating that their health care shared responsibility payment should not have been charged to them, please let us know. I can go back and I can fix that and do the paperwork up for you to get a refund on that.
So you guys are really providing the peace of mind that you've done it correctly and that you're getting the most out of your tax return.
Exactly, and that's what the whole program was designed for, is to assist the low to moderate income, elderly, and Latino populations in the Wichita Falls and surrounding areas, and make sure that we give them all the credits that they're entitled to.
Now this runs through April, through the end of tax season?
April 18th is our last open day. I keep encouraging people to come in well before that day, because that day might just be a little crazy.
Yeah.
But yes, it runs through the end of April. And like I said, in February, our hours are really scattered. They are posted on the door, but they're kind of a hit and miss. Mid-March, we'll be consistently there Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesdays and Thursdays are 11 to 7. Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays are 9 to 5. We do break for lunch, because we have to feed the volunteers.
And the location, in case they missed that?
Is 1113 Shepherd Access Road. It's in the new Christmas in Action building, just across Shepherd Access Road from the Pioneer 3 restaurant.
All right, is there anything we missed about the program you want people to know?
I think that's just about it. I mean, come on down, and when you come in, realize that we are staffed by volunteers, and please have your patience and and all your documents ready, and we can go a lot faster.
Yeah, you're there to help.
Exactly.
All right, thanks, Genevieve.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more on the United Way after this. Welcome back to Inside Texoma this morning. We're talking about everything that's going on at the United Way this month. We've talked about their annual campaign. We've talked about the VITA tax program. Now, something else we need to talk about is the chili cook-off. Tell us what's going to be going on. Haley Davis is back.
Yes, the 9th annual chili cook-off is just around the corner, and as I was mentioning before, there's more ways to give to United Way than just through the campaign. This is another one of those options. So it is a fundraiser for United Way. All of the money goes to benefit our partner agencies. It's going to be Friday, February 26th at the J.S. Bridwell Ag Center. So we're gearing up for that, getting everything ready to go.
So tell us how it normally works, kind of who takes part in it.
We have a lot of the employers who participate in the employee giving, the workplace giving campaign. A lot of those employers have teams of their employees, so it's a lot of competition between local businesses. Also, there are some individuals who will come and set up and participate in that, and also we have a couple of the culinary arts. People from Ryder and City View have participated in the past, so it's really a mix of everyone from the community competing in chili, cornbread, and or cobbler.
Okay, so 3 different categories, and there's kind of awards in the different categories, right?
Yes, that's right. We have the People's Choice Award, which goes to those who get the most votes by the people who are there tasting the chili. And the way that they get those votes is through $1. So $1 in their bucket on their table gets them 1 vote. So whoever has the most votes at the end of the night, the most money in their bucket, gets the People's Choice Award in each category. And then we also have judges come in and actually go through and judge. There will be this year 5 judges for each category, and they will taste all the chili or all the cornbread or all the cobbler and go back and decide on who they feel like was the top 3 in each category. There's also a Texas Heat category for the hottest chili, which is decided on by judges. And then we also have a showmanship award it goes to the best dressed and themed group that we have. We have many people come out and set up big table displays and all dress the same in cowboy gear or whatever they choose to do. So it gets to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, the atmosphere is just really fun, and everybody, I think, leaves pretty full, right?
Oh, yes,
From
definitely.
all the taste testing.
Yeah, definitely. And we also have a band who's there, so anybody can sit and listen to the band while they're there. There's a cash bar. There's also a big children's area with a bounce house and face painting and balloons. And this year we also have Field and Streams bringing their BB gun range for the kids. So that'll be in the children's area as well, and all of that is free in the children's area.
Okay, so if somebody out there thinks they have a great recipe for either the chili, the cornbread, or the pie, the cobbler, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do they take part?
They can just call us at United Way, and we can get them signed up to be a participant. They can stop by the office if they would like to, or they can go online to our website at ntauw.org, and there's actually a link for the chili cook-off with the packet that they can download and fill out and email in to us or bring by.
Is there a deadline to sign up to be a participant?
We have a soft deadline of this Friday, but we are really going to keep it open as long as we can.
Okay. Now, I remember being a judge for this a couple years back, and you really got to try some interesting chilies. A lot of people really put a lot of spice in it, too. Is that what you've noticed?
Yeah, people will do lots of different things to their chili to try to win these awards. So it's always interesting to see what people bring out, and we're excited for this year. We are going to start taking tickets. So this is something that's going to be a little bit different for this year. Instead of actually dropping dollars into all of those voting bins on everybody's table, there will be ticket booths, and you exchange your money for tickets, and the voting will take place by tickets instead of
Okay, interesting.
dollars. So it's a little bit different this year, and it's on a Friday night, which is very different. In the past, it's been during the week, and so we're very excited to have the Ag Center on a Friday night and hope to catch a big crowd this year.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people will come on out to try it. So even if you don't have a recipe and you can't cook, you can come out and enjoy it. Just give
Definitely.
everybody the date again.
It's going to be Friday, February the 26th at the J.S. Bridwell Ag Center, starting at 6 o'clock, and it will go on until about 10 o'clock, and we are just really excited, and we are still accepting sponsorships for the event. So if you're interested in being a sponsor, those start off at $250 and go up to $1,000, and you'll receive name recognition during the event and on all of our signage.
So a lot of opportunities to take part in the chili cook-off.
Yes.
All right, I know it's going to be another popular event. I'm kind of craving chili now. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. I'm once again joined by Genevieve Anderson and Haley Davis from the United Way. We've talked about quite a bit this morning, ladies, from the campaign to the VITA tax program to the chili cook-off. A lot going on at the United Way during this time of year, and there's always ways that you can help out. You guys are always looking for volunteers for various things, right?
Definitely, definitely. The VITA program, I could use volunteers year-round to help out with paper processing and just to get familiarity with the program. And then come tax time, like I'm right now in the middle of, I can use volunteers for intakes, greeters, translators, because Spanish is not my forte. So I definitely can use translators and just anybody that wants to come down and help out. I've got a spot for you one way or another. If you actually want to learn to do taxes, or you already know how to do taxes, then I can teach you to work my program and put you to work. My AmeriCorps team, which are an amazing group of young people, 18 to 24, that sign up for this. They get a tiny stipend to go around the U.S. and help nonprofits, but pretty much they're my only volunteers that are consistent through the program. And if I don't get them again next year, then I've got to get community people involved. So I'm really trying to reach out hard to get those people involved, to get them to say, hey, you know what, I'm doing this for my community. I'm doing this because I want this program's vital to me, and if it's vital to you, then you know it's vital to everybody else too.
Yeah, and if you don't know how to do taxes necessarily, there's a lot of ways you can volunteer with the United Way, right?
That's right. We're also taking volunteers for the chili cook-off. We need a lot of volunteers for that event to help that go off successfully. And we also take volunteers just throughout the year. We can always use help doing things like folding and stuffing newsletters, helping around the office. I mean, we always can use a set of extra hands. And I know that that's the same for many nonprofits in our community. So I'm sure all of our partner agencies would also welcome volunteers.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Now, you mentioned the importance of community involvement. How important is it for people to support you guys and volunteer for you guys?
Well, for the VITA program, like I said, if I don't have my AmeriCorps team, which this year is a group of 9 young people who are giving me over 40 hours a week each, so that's 360 man hours, and it has enabled me to have over 600 people come through my site in 2 weeks. If I don't have community involvement and I don't qualify for the AmeriCorps team for just because we've timed out with them, then the program has to shrink down to the point of almost non-existence, and that's not what we want. The IRS is pushing us to do more and more tax returns. This year our goal is 3,110, and for 2 people to sit there and try to do that by ourselves would be really sad. So we really do need, this year I've got a bit of a buffer, but we really do need the community to be involved and to come down and help out. I had a couple that was sitting there the other day, and Spanish was pretty much their only language. So none of us spoke Spanish that were volunteering at the site. None of my volunteers did, and my Spanish isn't that good. So had a lady walk in my front door, and I looked at her, and she said hello to somebody else, and I said, "Are you bilingual?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Please come with me."
And I volunteered her.
And I volunteered her to help me out but you know, that's kind of a hard thing to do. You know, we're sitting there and pointing and guessing at words, and that's not the way we want to do your tax return. We want to be a lot more efficient and professional about it.
Definitely. And the same for United Way as a whole. Without community support, both financially and through volunteer hours, we wouldn't exist. So we are here because of the community support and to help others in our community. So.
Now, there's a lot of different ways where you can find out about those volunteer opportunities or the events that we talked about today. Let's talk a little bit about your social media and websites that people can check out.
Free income tax assistance preparation. VITA Wichita Falls is the site that my Facebook page is, and then also we've got the North Texas Area United Way Facebook page, which is ntauw.org. Or no, I'm sorry.
That's our website. You can go to our website, and there's a link to get to our Facebook page through our website.
Okay, and I think I saw there's a Facebook page for the chili cook-off too, right?
There is, yes. I believe that there's a chili cook-off Facebook page. I know that we have a group started for this year's chili cook-off. So
maybe it was the group I saw.
I'm sorry, I don't do the Facebook, so I'm pretty sure that there is one there that you can find. So there is a group, so you can go out and find the chili cook-off group and join that and find out any information on this year's chili cook-off.
Okay, well, is there anything else you'd like people to know about the United Way as we leave them this morning?
We're doing our best to give to the community, so we welcome you to come on and help us out in doing that. It's an amazing opportunity. I did taxes for 11 years for free with the military, and now I can actually reach out into the community doing it, and I started that last year, and it's amazing. So come help us out.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough how much community involvement and financial backing is so important. That's the only way that we exist. So we just are here for the community and hope that we have community support so we can continue giving to those partner agencies that are doing so much here in Wichita Falls and the surrounding areas to improve lives.
All right, well, thank you ladies so much for stopping by Inside Texoma this morning to tell us about everything you guys have going on.
Thank you.
And thanks for tuning in. Have a great Sunday.